Good day to all grade 9 students. For today's topic, it's all about characteristics of the graph of quadratic function. So, what are the objectives? Number 1, find the vertex and determine if it is the minimum or the maximum point of the graph. Number 2, identify the axis of symmetry and the intercept of the quadratic function and give the domain and range of the quadratic function. So, what are the characteristics of the graph of quadratic function? Number 1, that is a vertex. What is a vertex? Vertex is the minimum or the maximum point of the parabola. If the quadratic function is expressed in the form of, or what we call the vertex form, so the vertex is the point h and k. So if it is in the form of y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, so use the formula for h and k. So example number 1. Given the y is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8, identify first the value of a, b, and c. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 8. Using the formula for h is equal to negative b over 2a, ganun din sa k na 4 times ac minus b squared over 4a. So, substitute lang natin yung value ng mga variable natin. Ang a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 6. Simplify natin to. Negative 6 divided by 2, it becomes negative 3. Okay, how about the k? So, 4 times 1 times 8. So, ang a natin is 1. Ang c is 8. And the b is 6. So, simplify. 4 times 1 times 8. We have 32. 6 times 6, that is 36. 32 minus 32 minus 36, that is negative 4. Divided by 4, it becomes negative 1. So, therefore, the vertex is negative 3 and negative 1. So, ganun lang ang gagawin natin kapag ang given ito naka-standard form. So, use the formula for h and k. So, kapag ganito naman, madali lang natin pukuha yung vertex niyan. Next characteristic is the direction of the opening of the parabola. If the value of a is greater than 0, then the parabola opens upward. When we say greater than 0, that is a positive number and has a minimum point. If a is less than 0 or that is a negative number, then the parabola opens downward and has a maximum point. So since the value of a is equal to 1, then the opening of the parabola going upward. So ganun lang basihan natin. Kapag positive yung a, upward. Kapag negative, downward. Then, katulad kanina, yung vertex natin, it has a negative 3 and negative 1, and it has a minimum point. Next characteristic is the domain. The set, what is domain? So, the set of all possible values of x. The domain is the set of real numbers. So, lagi po yan, the set of real numbers kapag nasa quadratic function tayo. How about the range? So, the range depends on whether the parabola opens upward or downward. So, if it is opens upward, then the range is the set of, so y such that y is greater than or equal to the value of k. If it is opens downward, then the range is the set, or sa pagbasa natin ito, y such that y is less than or equal to k. So, katulad ng example natin kanina, ito pa rin yun. Y is equal to x squared plus 6x plus c. So, remember natin kanina, yung opening of the parabola is going upward. The vertex, it has a minimum point. How about the domain? The domain is x such that x is element of real numbers. Since the graph is going upward, bakit upward? Kasi positive to. So, the range is y such that y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Bakit negative 1? Kasi yung k natin dito is negative 1. So, ito yung h, itong negative 3. ang k natin is negative 1. Next characteristic is the axis of symmetry. What is axis of symmetry? It is the vertical line that passes through the vertex, or the vertical line through the vertex that divides the parabola into two equal parts. So the equation of the line is x is equal to h. So nagbabase pa rin tayo dun sa may vertex. So review natin kanina, ito yung given natin. Opening of the parabola going upward. The vertex lies at negative 3 and negative 1. It is a minimum point. The domain is all real numbers. And the range is this one. So y such that y is greater than or equal to negative 1. How about the axis of symmetry? Negative 3. Kasi ang base natin dito ay h. Ito yung h natin ay negative 3. Ganun lang pagkukuha natin. Next characteristic is the intercept or the zeros of quadratic function. So the intercept indicates where the parabola graph of the function crosses the x-axis. O ganun din sa y-intercept. Kapag dumaan siya sa y-axis, yun ay y-intercept. So review natin kanina. Ito pa yung mga given natin. How to solve the x-intercept? Let y is equal to 0. So substitute natin y into 0. Ito na, nag-equate na tayo. Then factoring. So factor ng 8. X squared plus 6x plus 8 is x plus 2 times x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then equate natin into 0. Then itong x plus 2, transpose lang natin yan. So it becomes negative 2. Ganun din dito. So from positive becomes negative. And ito na yung magiging coordinate niya. Negative 2, 0 and negative 4, 0. Ito na ang kanyang x-intercept. So, ito yung mga points kung saan duman yung graph. How about the y-intercept? The y-intercept, basic lang to. Y is equal to c. Ano ba yung c? Ito yon. Ito yung a, b, and c. The value of a, b, and c. Since ang c natin dito ay 8, then the y-intercept is y is equal to 8. The coordinate is 0, 8. To summarize, this is the given. This is the graph. So opening of the parabola going upward. Vertex, ito minimum. So minimum point. So at the point of negative 3 and negative 1, the domain is all real numbers. And the range is greater than negative 1. So from negative 1 upward. So, ibig sabihin, mas mataas sa negative 1 ang range natin. And the axis of symmetry is negative 3. Ito yung point natin. So, hatiin natin yan. Negative 3. And the x-intercept, ito yung mga point natin. Ito yung point 1. Ito negative 2, 0 and negative 4, 0. Ito yung x-intercept natin. Ibig sabihin, dito tumama yung graph sa mga point na yan. And the y-intercept, 0, 8. So, from 0, ito 6, 7, 8. Ito yung exact point ng y-intercept. Tumama siya sa y-axis. Okay, example number 2. Y is equal to negative 2 x squared plus 4x minus 2. What are the characteristics of the quadratic equation? So, first to solve is the vertex. So, identify muna natin yung negative 2. Ay, yung a is equal to negative 2. B is equal to 4, C is equal to negative 2. So, the formula of H is negative B over 2A. Ang K naman is 4AC minus B squared minus 4A. So, solve natin yung H. So substitute natin mga value natin ng A and B. Then, the answer for H is positive 1. And the K, so 0 divided by 4 becomes 0. Therefore, the vertex is 1, 0. It has a maximum point. Okay, bakit maximum point? So, since ang A natin is less than 1, downward yan. So, pag downward, that's a maximum point. So, domain, so all real numbers. So, such that X is element of real numbers. How about the range? So, range, ito yung K natin. Ang k natin 0, so kapag negative ang a, so less than or equal to ang gagamitin. Axis of symmetry, 1 kasi nagbabase tayo sa h. So axis of symmetry is 1. And to solve for the x-intercept, so let y is equal to 0. Ito yun natin yung given. So 0 na yan, then divided by negative 2. So, since they are divisible by 2, itong 2, 4, and 2, so dinivide ko na yan. So, magiging negative 2 divided by negative 2, positive 1. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2, positive 1 is equal to 0. Then, factoring. So, factor out, x minus 1, then x minus 1. So, magkapareho lang sila. Transpose natin yung negative 1, magiging positive 1. Iisa lang ang intercept natin kasi magkapareho lang naman sila. So, 1, 0. The x-intercept is 1, 0. Ito yung point natin. How about the y-intercept? So, nagbabase tayo sa y is equal to c. Ang c natin is negative 2. Y is equal to negative 2 or 0, negative 2. To summarize, ito yung magiging graph natin. So, na-plot na natin yung vertex natin. Ito, 1, 0. Ito yung point na yan. So, going downward kasi negative yung a natin. So, ang domain, automatic all real numbers. Ang symmetry natin is positive 1. Ito yung naghahati sa parabola. X-intercept, 1, 0. Ito pa rin kasi ito lang point tumama. And the x-intercept, 0, negative 2. So, dito dumaan yung graph natin sa point na yan. Okay. So, another example. So, determine the following. So, using the graph, so identify natin yung vertex. Ano yung vertex natin dito? Ito. Anong coordinate ng vertex? So, negative 2 and 0. It has a minimum point kasi going upward yan. How about the opening of the graph? It's either upward or downward lang naman. So, upward yan. And then the axis of symmetry, negative 2. Ito yun, pinakagitna. Domain, all real numbers yan, automatic. How about the range? So, going upward, so, start tayo dito. So, sa 0, so y such that y is greater than or equal to 0. Going up. X-intercept, ito lang ang point na tumama, negative 2 and 0. And the y-intercept, ito lang naman. So, coordinate nito 0 and 4. That's it. Okay, another example. Using the graph. So, ito makikita na natin yung the vertex, open of the graph, and so on. First, the vertex. Ang vertex natin, ano mong coordinate nito? So, x is 0 and the y is negative 2. Ayan ang coordinate niya. It has a maximum point because going downward. Opening, downward. Axis of symmetry, meron ba? Yes. So, ito yung pinakagitna natin. So, 0. And the domain, automatic, all real numbers. The range, so from negative 2, so y such that y is less than or equal to negative 2. So, going upward, downward. And the x-intercept, meron ba tayo? Tumama ba yung graph sa x-axis? Wala. So, the answer is none. And the y-intercept, ito lang ang point natin na tumama sa y-axis. That is 0, negative 2. So, ganun lang po pag-identify natin ng mga characteristic ng graph of the quadratic equation. Again, thank you.